Hey everyone, it's Julie. Today we'll be making Cuban style steak and onions. This is a super easy recipe. It requires very little and inexpensive ingredients, but at the same time it's one of my favorite things to make and eat, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. So let's get started. So since it's steak and onions, you're going to need some onions, right? So I'm using thinly sliced yellow onions. You may use red onions if you prefer. I added some cilantro and some pressed fresh garlic to my onions, a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to give that a toss. Let's set this aside and season our steak. So here I have a thinly sliced piece of bottom round steak. It's super thin, as you can see. You may use any type of steak you like, but just make sure it's a thin piece of meat, or if not, you can place the steak in between 2 sheets of parchment paper and pound it out. I seasoned it with kosher salt, pepper, and some garlic powder. The garlic powder is optional since we're already using fresh, but I like the extra flavor. I placed the steak back into the bowl with the onions and cilantro. Poured in some fresh lemon juice. Now traditionally most people use lime juice. I had so many lemons from a lemon blueberry tart that I made recently. Didn't have any limes, so I used lemons. No biggie, use what you want. Really hot iron skillet with a little bit of oil. I threw in my onions. I sprinkled a little bit of sugar. My grandmother would be a little bit confused as to why I threw in some sugar, but I once made a French onion soup and I used sugar to caramelize the onions, and ever since I've been throwing in sugar to caramelize onions. And you want to cook them over medium-low heat until they turn translucent. It'll take a little while, 5 minutes or so. Remove the onions from the skillet, place my piece of steak, and we're going to cook this for about a minute on each side. It's super thin, it'll cook really quickly, and most Cuban dishes usually involve lots of slow cooking and overnight marinating, which I love, but once in a while we can all appreciate a quick, simple recipe. I placed my onions back in the skillet to warm them up a bit, which they shouldn't have gotten too cold, but hot is always better. And of course, after you season your steak with the salt, pepper, garlic, and lemon, you want to let it marinate for about 30 minutes or so. Almost let you get away. You want to serve this straight out of the skillet. My favorite way of eating this would be with white rice and black beans, of course. And I have a subscriber who's been requesting black beans for a really long time, and I will be making them really soon. Because if you make this, you should definitely serve a side of black beans with this. What else would you serve it with? I tried this, I loved it, I've been eating this my whole life, and I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you all so much for watching.